Hi guys, this is Sheree from Divine Visions. Welcome to all of you. I'm so glad that you could be with me today. We're going to be looking at a case that has been requested by a lot of my subscribers. In the past, I have done spirit sessions on this case, but today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading, and this is on Libby and Abby, who were brutally murdered on the Monon High Bridge Trail in Delphi, Indiana. And what we're going to be looking at is a lot of the questions that people have, as to what happened on that day, perhaps who this person is, where he might be, etc. And it can be a bit hard in the cards to exactly get the, exact answers, because they are kind of like clues. We're looking at different cards that have different energies. They have different illustrations on them that can tell a story. So it's really clues and being able to put the pieces together. Sometimes in the past I have been able to get very thorough, accurate detail through tarot readings when it comes to this kind of stuff, but I'm still new to doing tarot readings with missing persons cases. I'm sorry to those, apologies to those that I haven't been able to get back to regarding this case, but I have to explain that I can't do the spirit sessions at this time. I can't continue them. The last one just killed my energy, guys. I have chronic fatigue, for those who don't know, and if you know what it's like, it's absolutely debilitating at times. So the spirit sessions really take up hours of my time to do. And as much as I would love to continue, because I also want to continue with this and other cases through the spirit sessions, I just can't do it at this stage. So keep me in your prayers, guys, because, energy is everything. And it's the only way I can really get these out to you is by having energy. The interest is definitely there to do them. So for those who don't know, and I'm sure you do because there's been worldwide information and broadcasts, the news has been, it's gone out crazy around this case. This has been for the two young girls who were murdered in 2017. They were killed on February 13th. And were discovered on, I think, the early morning of February 14th, if I remember. Now, I haven't gone and looked up any more updates or anything like that. I've had so much going on, and I don't really want to be influenced anyway by all the updates. And sometimes you don't know what's true and what's not true, and people are speculating like mad. So I don't want to have that in my bloody, in my mind at the moment as to what could be, with the person, etc. I've even tried to push out the information from my mind that was from the spirit sessions as well. So I don't really want to think about that either at this stage. I want to come in very like I'm just starting fresh again. Like I've never seen the case before. I want to kind of approach my reading like that. So I don't know any updates, if there's been any new suspects or anything like that, or if they've found anything new. I will have a look after I do the reading, though, because I like to see where, I like to confirm things that I might have come up in the reading. But I've called in my spirit guides, spirit family, and I've called in Abby's and Libby's spirit family. I've called them in if they want to be here with me as well. Because sometimes there's reasons we don't understand why we can't get the answers to something. And, I'm hoping that in this reading today we can find some more answers. Because I think it's about bloody time we had some answers, This has just been a full-on case. And this person or persons, whatever it is right now, has gotten away with this and has most likely done it before or will most likely do it again. So, this is just the crazy stuff that we're dealing with right here, is a bloody psychopath at that. Someone who doesn't seem, well, obviously doesn't have a conscience and is enjoying the attention, I feel, that this is bringing onto them, like the case, everything. They love the attention. They might be in the public eye, or they could be in hiding. We're gonna have a look at what's going on with that, and hopefully we'll get the, genuine, correct answers today, and accurate answers, hopefully. But nothing is ever set in stone. We do know that life is fluid, and these readings can provide guidance in a situation. But usually a lot of the time it can be accurate information that does come through. I'd like to know, I will read your comments after this, guys, if you've got anything that you can bring to the table with this, depending on what comes up in this. It might spark your ideas as well with what's going on here. And I've looked at certain pictures in these cards, because these cards are different. These are different to the traditional tarot. These are the ones that I have had for years now. These are the Witch's Tarot, and they've got amazing energy in them. And I only use them for my missing persons cases. So I've only done one other tarot reading with these cards before. So this will be the second reading that I'm using these cards with. And they've got some different, all different kinds of illustrations in here, so we're going to look at the energies and hopefully get some idea as to the mood and energy of Libby and Abby on the day, the mood and energy of Bridge Guy. I'm going to call him Bridge Guy. What might he be near, his current location, that kind of thing, and just get some idea as to his personality maybe. Just see what comes up in the readings, guys, because it's going to be quite interesting, I feel. And for those who are experienced with tarot readings, you're going to see in these cards that they do have like a king and queen of swords. Like I think all of their suits, court suits, I think they're called court cards. They're all the same, whereas the cups and the pentacles are the same with the astrology horoscopes. But in here they have like a I can't find one right now, but they have a king and a queen. Say, for instance, this one here, she's the queen of wands, and she's got a wand, but on her crown here, she's got air signs, which is normally related to the Queen of Swords. So there's some kind of reversal thing going on in these readings. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely forget about what it says here with the wands and the wand. I'm going to go by the element of what she's wearing in her crown here. So if this comes up, which would normally be fire signs, and it's an air sign here, I'm going to relate it to air signs, guys. So just so you know that, and reverse it for the Queen of Swords. All right, it might get confusing, but I know what I'm doing now. Okay, guys, so this is going to be very interesting. I want to start the session right now. Okay, guys, get ready. Put your mind and intention on this. Let's have a look. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Abby was a Cancerian, Cancer, and Libby was a Capricorn. So I've got the princess cards in this one. If either one comes out, that'll be good. All right. Okay, Spirit, we're asking about Libby and Abby, please, today. We want to get some answers as to what's going on in their case, what's happened. Perhaps if you do want to share what happened to them, I know some people do want to know that. I think the main question and direction of thought here is, who is this person and where can he be found, and do people know him? Is someone covering up for him? Will this ever be resolved, this case? Can we get a time frame, that kind of thing? All right. What I want to see here is... oh, gosh. All right, let me just... let me just start this again, guys. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. We want to get the Abby and Libby's energy or their mood as they were on the day at the trail. I just want to see what Abby's mood was, please. Abby's energy or her mood, please, when she was at the trail that day. What was her main energy or her mood? Please, Spirit, what was Abby's main energy or mood? Temperance, I'll read this in a moment. What was Libby's energy or mood, please? What was Libby's main energy or mood? Got the Emperor and the Devil, which is called the Horned One here. That's interesting. Okay, so then we've got the Bridge Guys. Energy prior to getting there. his energy prior to attending the bridge trail, the bridge guy's energy or mood just prior to arriving at the bridge. The bridge guy's energy mood upon arriving, just prior to arriving, please, or just as he was arriving. What was his energy or mood? I don't do reversals in these ones. Got the Seven of Pentacles, the Moon, and the High Priestess. Okay, and I just want to get these cards as well, just to confirm. Can I get Abby's main energy and mood, please, with Temperance, please, Spirit? With Temperance. Creation, okay. And we've got Libby's, which is the Emperor and the Horned One. What's that one, please, for Libby's energy? This is them at the trail that day. Bridge guy's energy, please. What was he coming into, please, Spirit? We've got the Moon, the High Priestess, and the Seven of Pentacles. Bridge guy's energy. Okay, so first up, what we've got here, I just want to get another one, just so I can get the full story here. So we'll get other questions, obviously, as we go along. These are so hard to shuffle on these ones. They're so thick, and they're also new cards, so I haven't really used them before. I haven't used these yet. I think once before, but oh my god, it's so hard to shuffle. It's just because they're so thick, and there's so many, but they're great cards. They're showing a light and a shadow side. We're going to use the, well, whatever the title is, really. Whatever it seems to fit with, we're going to do that. All right, we got number one. So this is Abby's energy, please. Abby's energy on the day at the trail, please. Abby's energy. Abby's energy. Okay, victim. We've got Libby's energy, please. Libby's energy, please. Libby's energy, please. Libby's energy, please, at the day of on the trail. Okay, beggar. Okay, it's interesting. So we've got the bridge guy's energy, please. What was his main energy? Well, that just flew on there. Did you see that? Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we got rebel. We got rebel. Challenges authority to effect social change, rejects spiritual systems that do not serve inner needs, rejects legitimate authority out of anger, rebels out of peer pressure or fashion. So someone was rebelling. Okay, let's have a look at what else we got here. Abby's, please. Focus. And we've got Libby's. And we've got bridge guys. We've got Abby's, Libby's, and bridge guy. Hang on, say that again, bridge guy. Abby's place. Libby's place. Oh. Bridge guy. Okay, what else have I got? Abby's, please. Abby's energy. The Watcher. Libby's energy, please. News. And bridge guys, please. Bridge guy. Learning. Can we get another one on that, please? Observation. It's hard to read those. Observation, yeah. Okay, do I need another one, Spirit? Yeah, we do. Okay, we want to know what shadow side was, what shadow self in Abby was coming out at that moment, please. Like, we can see we all have a shadow side. We all have a light and dark side within us. Our shadow self can be fear even. Like if we're fearing something, what was Abby undergoing, please? What shadow side was revealed within her, please, at the day of the Bridge High Trail? And Libby's, please. And the bridge guy. Oh my God, so he's the rebel, okay? He's the rebel going against authority. Emotional blackmail, oh my God. It's weird how we got grief and trauma coming out from him too. It's just bizarre. Okay, and Libby's place. I mean Abby's, sorry. Abby's. And Libby's. It's funny how these are landing on here, the ones that don't seem to match up with Libby's. What did we have before that landed on this one? I'm trying to remember now. There's something that landed on there that I thought, oh, that makes more sense for this one. I think it was on Abby's. And bridge guys. Interesting, we've got a bridge here, like a jetty type thing, but still. Bizarre. Okay, this is just telling us a story, guys. I know it's taking some time, but I need to do it. So first up, we've got Abby's, okay? I'm going to take a look at Abby's first, and then Libby's. Try and make some sense of this. Temperance is a Sagittarius energy, and what this is about patience, it's healing, it's the peacemaker. That's how I see this energy, is it's peaceful, it's harmonious. Bringing all the elements together, it's the fire and the water. So she's the peacemaker of this. Creation. So she was probably in a very peaceful, happy kind of energy to start with in coming there. She wanted to create something. See how we got the tree there as well. So it could have been that they were just having fun with nature. She wanted to create harmony and peace in the situation as well when it occurred. But she was the victim, so she could have been the one that bridge guy was initially wanting to go after. It says, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others, and playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. Now, I don't think for this reading in particular that I need to read the meanings, because I think it's mostly the title for these people here, okay? Abby was the victim. She was a true victim in this, but it's interesting. It says prevents yourself from being a victim or victimizing others. It's once again that peaceful energy. She doesn't like conflict or fights, doesn't like have to confront that, the harsh energy of people. It might have been that she was trying to keep the peace in the situation, even though I do feel like she was perhaps the one he was mostly going for. Yeah, it shows that she's the victim here, even though they were both victims. And she was focusing. What was she focusing on? She was focusing on salvation. And the 18 in the, well, hang on a moment. The Temperance card is the number 14 in the tarot, which is the day that they were found, 14th of Feb as well. Yeah, it's just interesting that's coming up with the numbers. But the moon is the tarot card in the number 18 there. So I feel like for her, she was trying to focus on the positives. She was trying to focus on rescuing perhaps Libby, or even herself being the victim here as well. But she was focusing on a good outcome. I feel like for her, she was hoping for that help and someone to come in and rescue them as well. There's the word Lord. This is the bridge guy here. Communication, praise, dishonesty. So I feel like she was trying to talk her way out of it by trying to maybe speak peacefully towards him, like try and win him over through, gentle communication, but it also came out like a victim here. So she might have said, please let us go, or something like that. We got him here being very dishonest. She was trying to praise the situation, so maybe she was trying to do reverse psychology on him, to try to appeal to his nice, kind side, which I don't think he has, but anyway. But that's how she might have been doing it. And the 43 is 4 and 3 is number 7, which represents the Chariot card in the tarot. And so what that tells me is that she was, because when you see the Chariot card, there's 2 horses. There's a carriage, and it's got 2 horses on either side. You can make a choice whether you're going to go left or right. And so I feel like for her, she was trying to appeal to his, human, compassionate side, where, he could choose to do something bad, or he could choose to be good, if that makes sense, through her communication. So it could have been in her body language that she said this. She could have actually come out and said, you don't have to do this. Oh, it's quite intense, guys. So then we got the Snow Leopard, which is the Watcher. Okay. So I'm just saying it here. We did have the, I want to see what this is here. So we got the 15. I'm pretty sure that is the Devil card. So she has watched, being the Watcher. What's she watched here? Yeah, she's watched him be disrespectful. She's watched him be really disrespectful and show his bitterness towards them. So I don't feel like this is actually their energy coming through. I feel like this is mostly Bridge Guy's shadow self coming up. She might have felt these things deep down. She might have felt disrespected, and that she was wearing his bitterness. But It was something that she was really aware of. I see here is that she's very aware of his energy and how, because she's like an empath. I felt like Abby's energy was very empathic, like she was very gentle, and she would just watch. She might not say many words, but she would, she knew exactly what he was about. Maybe even once they spotted him. Drained. We've got the word drained here. What's that to do with spirit? What's drained? What's drained? Page of Swords reversed is the Gemini, and this is somebody who usually sits back and observes and watches. They don't necessarily come forward with communication. They sit back and gather information. But being reversed, it can also show that somebody is very blunt with their communication, and it can be very hurtful, can be very spiteful. And this might have been what he came out with. Maybe she did say something that could have been seen from his angle that was disrespectful, and she's trying to keep the peace in this, but she might have said something that he's taken the wrong way. He's got a lot of bitterness within him. And guys, I don't even want to say this. Goodness me. Please click off the video right now if you're very sensitive, because I'm getting a vision and there is a message in this, and I need to say it because Spirit, this is the reading today. So click off right now if you don't want to hear any gruesome details, please, guys, because this is what's being shown, and it may not necessarily be fact, but this is what's coming through. Is we have the male here with a sword, and so it's a sharp object. It could be a knife that he was carrying, and we see the word drained, and so he drained somebody, and it could have been Abby, of her energy. He might have used that weapon on her that drained her blood from her body. That's all I'm going to say. You can guess where that might have been from, but we are talking about communication in the throat area here. So it could have been that he was pissed off at her for saying something, even though she was trying to keep the peace, and he did see her as weak because she was like the victim in this, and she might have been the witness to what was going on with Libby as well. So being the watcher, she's like the witness as to, also she might have gotten a look at him. She might have looked at him when he told them not to, or something like that, even though it doesn't make sense because he was killing them. But maybe that's why he ended up killing them, because they recognized him or something. We don't know yet. Oh God, guys, I got to take a breath. Oh my God, I just feel sick in my tummy, and then we've got, yes, be positive. This is what she was trying to be. She was trying to be positive in that present moment, because it says timing now. She was trying to be positive, trying to seek out salvation, thinking that the best would be, she was hoping for the best, obviously, in that outcome. And then we see overseas, cruising along, taking your time, timing months. So it could have been that he was just cruising along, taking his time, doing what he had to do, even though I know it sounds weird saying that, because it was it might have been just a quick in and out type of job. Like he's gone in there, done what he's done, and then gone back out again really fast, because no one seemed to have seen him. But this is interesting. It's saying months too. So I just want to get a clarifier on that. What does that mean? Is he overseas even? Like, what does it mean? Has he gone overseas? Is he traveling? So we got the King of Wands. Here we go. This is the King of Wands reversed. So the King of Wands is usually an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. I see them as usually the Leo. It's someone who, if they are reversed, is in their shadow side. So it's somebody who can come across as very angry, aggressive, and I'm not really sure. I'm trying to connect this with this right now. He's been wanting to do this for a long time, I'm getting told. It's probably something he's been thinking about. It's been on his mind for a while. So this could have been something he's been planning for some time. He's got a lot of anger and stuff like that within him that he wants to let out. If you guys have another interpretation of this, please comment below what you think it could be also. The King of Wands is also someone over the age of 35. I know that doesn't really give us much. You know, it could be any age after 35, but it's just interesting how in the tarot they do say they're over the age of 35. And they can have, they're known to have red hair, like red hair, light brown hair or dark brown hair. And this being reversed, because usually what it represents, the wands is a very, like it's fire, so it's very fast energy, it's spontaneous, it's unpredictable, it's opportunistic. And I feel like it shows me that perhaps this was planned for some time. Whether she was targeted directly, I'm not sure at this time. I might ask a question on that. Because if that's the case, then he could have known her for some time, but we don't know yet. So what I get with the wands, though, it's usually opportunistic. And so it feels to me like maybe he didn't really know Abby, but it was something he wanted to do for some time, and she just happened to be the victim in that. Queen of Cups reversed and the Three of Cups reversed. The Three of Cups is usually friendships. And we got the Mother card here too, so it could have been a friend of the mother. This is just something very separate. It doesn't have to be, guys. It doesn't have to be. The Three of Cups usually represents three people. But it can also be reunions and celebrations. But being reversed, it shows disloyalty and it shows manipulations with the Queen of Cups reversed. The Queen of Cups I see as Scorpio, and being reversed, it can show that there's manipulations, as we saw before here somewhere, emotional blackmail on his part of it here as well. So it does feel like he's... Oh, what we got here? He might have even told them that he knew their mother. Oh, God, that's coming through. He might have been dishonest and told them that he knew their mother. All right, shit. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, so now we've got Libby's energy right here. And this is interesting because we got the Emperor, which is a very strong energy coming through. She's straight up on the ball been... she's known straight up that he's the horned one, that he's the one that can trick them. This is the devil who is in disguise, the devil in disguise, someone who can trick you. It can be somebody who's really in their dark shadow side, and she picked up on this straight away with him. He came across as very domineering, very, very strong. His presence was very strong. This is an Aries and Capricorn energy here. She knew, like she could tell that his energy was really off. Like she knew that there was some deceit with this person. He wasn't to be trusted, that he had an angry, evil kind of energy to him. But she was trying to persevere. See how there's two females here? And she's put her arm around, that would be Abby. I know they look completely different, guys, but this is Libby here, and this is Abby, and she's putting her hand around Abby like, come on, it's okay. She's trying to persevere through the event, and has tried to support and protect Abby. Okay. And then she tried to beg for him to let Abby go, I feel. Yeah, she was begging him She was very strong in this, trying to persevere. And I do feel like she was trying to help Abby. So while Abby was trying to appeal to his kinder side, or to his conscience, Abby was very well aware of what he was capable of and what he could do. Like, she just felt it, and she could feel the fear within her. But she was strong. She was a strong girl. But she begged him to let them go. DNA karma is very interesting. This is the ancestral healing. It's also talking about where we come from. It's DNA. It's interesting it's saying DNA. The karma thing might not necessarily be connected as such, but I do see it as, you know, someone, it's a cause of effect. What am I saying? It's the cause and effect. It's the law of cause and effect. Karma is what you do will cause, you know, something to occur. And so that there's a consequence. And so perhaps the DNA will come back at him at some point in time. She might have had his DNA under her fingernails, or it's something to do with DNA on her, because this is her energy here. So she's got his DNA on her somewhere on her body. And that's possible. I'm thinking, I don't even know if the police got DNA, but this is what this is saying here, that there was DNA from him on her. I feel like Libby really fought back, and that's why I feel like there could be his hair or his skin cells under her fingernails, his blood. Like, if she was scratching him, there's something on her which could come back at him in the future. It's interesting. Romantic love. Now, the number two in the tarot is the High Priestess, who is very psychic, very spiritual. She keeps secrets hidden. And when I see this, okay, in this reading, it seems very odd and out of place. But I'm wondering, is there a separate thing to this? You know, were they there to meet somebody? Did they think they were going to connect with someone who was like a romantic love? It's very interesting that's coming up here. And Aphrodite is like the sexual goddess. And so it's just really interesting that's coming up here. But it could also, if we're looking further into this, you know, it could just be, sometimes you've got to look right into it deeply. This could have been a sexual abuse kind of thing going on here. DNA. But also it could have been that he was, you know, if he knows the girls, he might have been obsessed with Libby. We don't know yet. So I just want to try and open it up to anything. We want to open our minds, keep our eyes open and our minds open on this. Okay, guys, because we don't really know the full story. The spiral dancer, circuitous route perception. So what does that mean? So 5 is the Hierophant in the tarot, which is all about traditional values and beliefs. I'm going to look this one up, guys, because I'm not sure exactly of the meaning of this one. Just bear with me. What's that one? Yeah. I just want to see what that's about because it's quite interesting. What's it saying here? Circuitous routes, number 5, isn't it? Okay, so we've got the spiral dancer. The spiral dancer with the challenger. It seems as if you're getting caught out of breath, going in the wrong direction. Sometimes you're so busy dancing to your own tune that you find yourself out of step with everyone else. Perhaps now is the time to regroup, sit down and rest for a while. Okay, so perception is everything. You're not retracing your steps or going backward, but rather around and up. So she tried to escape out of this by going in another direction, it sounds like. And maybe they made a mistake. Maybe, because I do feel when we see this card here, it's interesting. We see Libby putting her arm around Abby, trying to persevere and move out of the situation. And she might have been begging Abby to leave. And Abby might have been initially, she could have been saying, oh, don't worry, kind of thing. He's just an old guy or whatever. You just don't know what they might have been saying to each other. I do feel she's definitely begging the perp. But I do feel like, too, she might have been begging Abby to leave with her in a certain way, or begging Abby to leave. Just interesting how this is talking about a certain way of doing things, retracing steps, going backwards. Instead of doing that, go around and up. So it's talking about a way out. And so with that, it shows me that they were trying to find a way out, and they might have kind of been trapped. They might have been caught up in his trap, you know, where they had no choice. They didn't have a way out. They couldn't go. They were trapped in. Maybe he took them down near the river and they couldn't go past him in some way. Yeah, wow. And the dragon's jewel, inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. So this was definitely, she was stuck in a position, even maybe because Abby was here and Libby wouldn't leave. Libby wouldn't leave. It was morality. It was her inner conflict. It was a conscious choice to stay and be in this cycle, like in this circle with Abby. Maybe Libby had the chance to run and she didn't. It was her integrity that kept her there. We've got the 2 and the 3, which is 5, and we've got the 5 here as well, which is interesting because, once again, I said the Hierophant stands for traditional values and beliefs. It's trustworthy. It's loyal. And sometimes it's government positions too, like when you talk about the Hierophant, it's institutions, it's the law, things like that as well. So in her mind, she had integrity. She wanted to stay there with Abby no matter what. And it's funny they say the dragon's duel. It's like they're fighting against each other. Not Abby and Libby, but just the energies here. It's that inner conflict. And so then we've got news, which is raven. And we do know that the ravens or crows can represent death, can be law, the law of magic. We got 23 again, guys, number 5. So 555. It's pretty interesting here. Very interesting. And the Emperor is the number 4. What does that mean? So disagreeable, betrayal, deceit, distrust, be aware. Got a snake here, and it's just interesting because obviously he betrayed them. He was deceitful. She didn't trust him. She knew it was to a situation that they had to be really careful in. She didn't listen to Abby. Abby might have been telling her to... She was begging him to let Abby go, I feel. And so that's what it looks like here. I could be wrong, but that could be it. And that she was disagreeing with Abby to leave. All right. I know this is a long reading, guys, but I'm just tuning in. That's what it takes. That's what it does. So the 7 of Pentacles is someone who's invested in something. It's a pathway that they're tending to. The moon is secrets. It's what's hidden behind the scenes. This is something that might have been happening at night. We do know that this happened in the evening. But sometimes also things can happen at night. Maybe this person went back to the crime scene in the middle of the night. There's something here. We got the water. I think they were found near water, weren't they? I can't remember now, but I think they might have been. But there's obviously a river there or a creek. And so we got the fish. Interesting, because Spirit kept mentioning something about fish, I think, as well, if I remember. We got dogs here. So in one of my earlier channelings, I thought he had a dog. Not maybe with him that day, but I do see he owns a dog. So it's interesting, there's 2 dogs here. Disloyalty. The High Priestess is someone who also hides secrets. She's an observer. She watches from afar. Very psychic, intuitive energy, both of these. So once again, it shows me that he knew exactly, planned it thoroughly. It looks like here. We did see before that he's been planning this for a long time. So he's been planning this. He's been trying to see his opportunity in this. Very secretive. There's grief here. Look, it's funny, we got a dog again. There's been perhaps some kind of trauma in his past. We do see trauma. So trauma and grief could represent that there's been something in his life that has maybe, you know how we look at serial killers and their profiles, like their backgrounds, things like that. It's very interesting in psychology. There could have been something that's caused PTSD for him. Not saying at all, guys, that this is fucking an excuse for what he's done, by the way. I'm just looking at what this could mean. There might have been a loss in his life. But obviously he's causing grief and trauma on others. Could have been grief and trauma from a childhood, whatever it is with him, but there's definitely this secrets and very hidden in the subconscious realms also. A lot of the moon can represent illusions, confusion, things like that as well. We've got guilt. Bloody weird, because you wouldn't think he'd have guilt, would you? After what he's done. But we don't know. Maybe he's 2 people. Like with the High Priestess, it's like yin and yang. It's like a schizophrenic mind when we look into it, like he's 2 people. He could be 2 people. On one hand, he might go off and do this, and then, you know, it's really fucked up. Like you sometimes hear killers going along and killing people, and then they'll go and like they come into their conscious mind again, and then they start feeling it and crying and grieving over it and feeling guilty. It's so weird. It's like 2 people, and that's what it looks like it could be here. It could be, doesn't have to be. So it's interesting, there's guilt, because someone who hasn't got a conscience won't even feel that. So guilt in covering it up as well. Pioneering, so passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Compulsive, need to keep moving on. See, this person wanted to do this. They might not have actually done this before, although it looks like they could have. It's just so strange. Like I've always felt like perhaps they have. But it's interesting, it's saying what not has been done before. So planning for a long time, has these hidden urges, invested in this too so far, you know, in their secrets, in their mind, and also effortless. So this is the water. So interesting, we've got the trees and we've got the water, and it shows to me that waterfalls, interesting. It shows me that with a waterfall, it is effortless. It just is natural. It just moves naturally. And that's probably what happened with this person, is that it was effortless for him because he planned it so thoroughly, perhaps. I don't believe that this was, you know, I do feel like there's an opportunity here, but I feel like he's planned it for some time. He felt very fortunate to get away with this. We've got the 28, 9, 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So he felt very lucky, very, very lucky to get away with this. We've got the Web Weaver. So synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. Number 4, which is the Emperor energy. The Emperor was Libby's energy before. So, well, it was in hers. This was hers. Where is it? This was in Libby's. The Emperor. Where is he? Yeah, here he is. So we got the Emperor right here, number 4. So he feels like he's got divine intelligence. He's able to weave his way, weave this to what it needs to be here. It's all fallen into place perfectly for him. That's how he feels. 22 is a master builder, and it's about learning. So when we look at this, he feels that he has learned now how to do it. Rebellious against authority. We did see that before with this card here. Rebel. So it comes out with that card. He's the rebel. He's rebelling against authority. Observation. Yeah, he's been observing this for some time. So it feels to me like he could have been observing them. We do see 25, which is the 7, which is the Chariot in tarot. And what that represents to me is he was observing for some time in the bush or the forest or whatever it is called there. The bushland there, I felt like he was observing them for some time before he knew when to make the decision to move forward towards them. Emotionally blackmailed them. And that's why I feel he said something to Abby about her mother, or to Libby. He said something to them about their mother. So there's emotional blackmail, I feel, with this. He might have said, if you don't do this, I'm going to kill your mother. Or it could have been anything like that. I feel like he did use blackmail to do with someone that they knew. New business opportunity to develop and grow. So it could be that he's also gone into new business. He could be a businessman, because the Emperor is a businessman. Okay, the Emperor right here is someone who owns a business. Flash is gone. They could own a business. He's gone into new business. Up to 2 years, it says. Take charge, control, confront fears. And stagnation, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So this is what's going on with authority and everyone being able to, you get so far and then it's 2 steps back with this as well. And he knows this. He's just, it's funny, taking charge, control, confront fears, stagnation, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. So he's trying to take charge and confront what's he trying to do there? He's trying to start a new life. The 4 of Pentacles reversed is someone who holds back. So he's trying to come back out in society perhaps, or what's this about? I need to get some more clarifying cards on this. I'm aware that the video is about to run out, so I'm trying to tune in but also worrying about that. So I'll have to restart the phone up again. Opportunity to develop or grow a new business, a new life. Maybe he's had some money issues as well. 1 step forward, 2 steps back with money. And he's wanting to take charge and be controlling and confront fears, because he has a lot of fears he will be caught out. It's interesting we got the plant here too, because I wondered if there was a drug connection, like, marijuana, but it could be other drugs. Could be a drug connection for this person as well. But definitely interesting. I want to get some more info on this guy in a minute, guys. So I'm going to charge up my phone. We're going to look at some other questions. Okay, guys, so we've looked at that just in depth, I suppose. It was a long reading, but I just want to finish the rest of this part 1 just to confirm what Libby and Abby's energy was the moment they spotted BG, okay? The moment that they spotted Bridge Guy, what was Abby's main energy and mood the moment she spotted him? What was Abby's 9 of Swords? And we'll get Libby's, please. What was Libby's energy and mood once she spotted Bridge Guy? 10 of Swords. Interesting, they're both in sequence here. What was Bridge Guy's energy, please, or his mood once he spotted the girls? Got the 8 of Cups and the... I'm not doing reversals today. The Prince of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, so these are different meanings in this tarot. 8 of Cups in the traditional tarot means someone's abandoning a situation and seeking out something of a higher purpose. But to me, when I look at this, it's the cups are overflowing here. The Prince, which is the Knight of Pentacles, is the slowest moving knight in the deck. They plan methodically, and it's usually someone who's very trustworthy as well. So I want to get some information on that one. Spirit, can you help me, please? We just want to see what the exact energy was the moment they spotted each other. So what was the main energy of Abby once she spotted Bridge Guy? Okay, we got miracle and prayer. Okay, and then we've got Libby's, please. Libby's energy the moment she spotted Bridge Guy. Okay, so we've got recovery. It doesn't mean they have to be in any order. Rejection, recovery, wisdom. And Bridge Guy's energy as he was coming into their instinct, self-worth, insecurity. There's the devil again. What else do I need, Spirit? Oh, I'm going to ask one of these. All right. Inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. I didn't even really question anything. I didn't put intention when I was shuffling the cards. So that's just interesting. That's come out again. And that was Libby's energy before. So Abby's, that's not meant to be in there. What's that one? Oh my God, that's so weird. I don't know how the hell that got in there. I didn't even use these cards today. And yeah, well, that's interesting. Happy family. She's obviously thinking of her family. Okay, so what was Abby's main energy, please, on this day when once she actually... There's another one in there. What the heck is going on here? Oh my God, this is so weird, guys. Oh my God, guys. This is a girl, looks like she's on a freaking bridge. This just, and I swear to God, I did not even know these cards were in here. This is just freaky. This is freaking me out. She was thinking of her family at the time she was on the bridge here, and she spotted him. What does this say? Scenic view, curious town, crossroads, and something like end number 13 or something. That's weird. I'm trying to see. I don't know what that says really, but that's just so weird. And this is just absolutely blowing my mind that this is a freaking trail bridge thing, whatever it is. It looks like one of those bridges that, because it looks like it's got chains going down or something. So one of those ones that would rock back and forth, if you know, the ones that you go on if you're at a playground or something. That is freaky. That is freaky. Okay, is there any more in here? What is going on there? That's so bizarre. I just can't get over that. Okay, so Abby, please, can we get another energy for her, please? Just at the moment she spotted Bridge Guy. Did she think it was someone from her family? We don't know. So, oh my God, the Chess Queen, trust and strategizing. Oh, that is so weird. Okay, we're going to go into that. Libby's energy, please. Libby's energy the moment she spotted Bridge Guy. Positive expectations, clarity. Okay, so I might just leave that over there. I don't really know. That's just the main thing, I guess. What is Bridge Guy's energy the moment he spots the girls? The moment he spots the girls, please, what is his energy? Discipline, armor, boundaries, the Metal King. He's got a sword in hand. He's got a mask on, guys. And he's padded up, isn't he? He's in his armor. God help us. Okay, so, wow, my God. Oh, my God. What else do I need? Do I need anything else? No, not for now. Okay, not now. Okay, so Nine of Swords normally represents in the traditional tarot a lot of anxiety. And it's interesting, they're sort of like coming up against one another. And See how the swords are kind of like pointing in on them. And at that moment, I think she knew that it would take a miracle to get them out of that situation. So it's like they both instantly knew that this guy was bad news. It's kind of like you look at the lemons, that was the moment that it soured for them. That beautiful, positive, peaceful energy she was in the very beginning just soured very quickly once she realised. And they might have even seen the knife or whatever he might have been carrying. I keep thinking he might have had a knife or something sharp. Just instinct, guys, what's going on there, what I feel. And also we are getting swords and stuff as well coming up here. But this is just blowing my mind, man. Seriously, I just can't get over this. Is there any numbers on these? No. So 4 and 2, 4 is the security, 4 is the happy family, and the rainbow, which is after the storm, you know. So she definitely, and this just, seriously, I can't get over it. I just cannot get over that this person's on a bridge. I'm never going to look at this card the same, I swear to God. So journey, right? On a journey, having fun on the trail, bridge, and just being carefree. And it's interesting she's got her arm up, because I swear to God there's a photo. Oh, I don't know really. But I think there was a photo of them kind of like just being free and their arms up and just jumping over the gaps in the planks here. So I think you can see that there's gaps in the planks. So that's what it looks like on the High Bridge Trail. So at that moment, she's thought about her family. She's thinking about her family. She might have been praying in her mind. You know how you just pray quickly or whatever in your mind. You think about your family. You hope that, yeah, I mean, it could have been, as I said, she might have recognised the guy. He could have known the family. This is at the moment that they spot him, don't forget. So that's just interesting to me. And there's, what's this other one? Oh, no, it's a trust and strategizing. So it's interesting here because she had to strategize her next move. And as we saw before, she went straight into peacemaker mode and was the victim, like the weakling kind of thing. And that's how he saw her. So she went into that very gentle, passive, receptive peacemaker mode. So she kind of was trying to strategize around this feeling of distrust. I feel like it's distrust. Just want to get an idea. What was she feeling in that moment, please? At the moment, she spotted bridge guy. No, it's too many. Oh, that's interesting. That turned up, though. Flighty. Yeah, she wanted to take off. So she felt empty. But it's interesting that landed on his thing there. Every time they land on a specific one, I also take that into account, that he's the one that feels empty. But she might have felt quite empty. Maybe at first when she first spotted him, there was this empty blank stare that she gave, like she's trying to work out who is he. But there you go, guys, betrayed. She felt betrayal. She felt betrayed because maybe in that moment of trusting him around the family, we did see that before, he might have come through with dishonesty and claimed that he knew their mother or her mother. And, you know, there's two ways of looking at this. He either did know her mother and he is known to the family, or he lied about this and manipulated the situation, as we saw earlier, emotional blackmail on his side of things. But she trusted him. In that split second, she might have trusted him. But then she did realize, knowing that anxiety came in once she did realize what he was about, prayed for a miracle. So it might have been that in the initial beginning, there was just empty feelings. It was neutral. There was no real feeling when she first spotted him. But then as he's come close and spoken to them, gained her trust. And then she's quickly realised, holy shit, this guy has betrayed my trust, like he's not who he says he is. And the 30 is the 3 in the tarot, which is the Empress. The 4 in the tarot is the Emperor, which we saw earlier. And that's a fatherly figure as well. So this person could have come across as a fatherly figure to her. Also funny how Libby actually had that Emperor in her cards before. So it could be that he came across as that fatherly type, but someone with authority. And we got the masculine with the Emperor and the feminine with the Queen. So it's just interesting to me. The 2 is the High Priestess, which is all about secrets being hidden. So, God, that's what's going on there. All right, so what's going on with Libby's energy? So hers is the 10 of Swords. So she knows she's doomed at this stage, because the 10 of Swords is the quick, swift ending. It's the... she also had that very strong instinct upon seeing him that something wasn't right, that he was coming in with deception. And so this energy here, and you can see that there's somebody lying on the ground here that has been wounded or killed in a battle, and this person's coming in. So it's interesting that this would be the bridge guy, and this is the other girl. What has she got in her hands there? It looks like rope or something. I'm just going to have a look at that. What is that? Can't see very clearly. It looks like rope being tied around her. So this might have been Libby, and this is the guy, and she's seen what she's done to Abby, what he's done to Abby, I should say. But we are talking about at the moment she spots him. So it's interesting how these messages come through, because I am reading further into it as to when it actually occurred. But she might have really freaked out because she might have seen something, or, you know, we did see that she had, her instincts told her that he's not to be trusted, that he could harm them. Rejection, recovery, and wisdom. This is that wisdom coming through for her. What's this about, guys? Because there's clarity that's come to her. There's clarity that's come to her here. Positive expectations, clarity on where to go. 25 is a 7, Chariot. So she, at this point, felt like she was wise enough to make the right choice as soon as they saw them. So that might have been when she started filming him. It was like having eyes on him. And seeing what direction he was going in when it came to him walking towards them, perhaps. Oh my God. So then we got a female, but we also got the prayer, the guy praying, which could represent Abby, because we got the prayer over here. So maybe Abby was praying deep down that this wasn't going to be someone sinister, because maybe Libby said to her, I don't trust this guy, I have a bad feeling about this. And so Abby's starting to pray, you know, that they're going to be safe. Recovery. I want to see what that's about. Because rejection, you know, the word I get with this is that this guy's a reject. And I know that's like a slang for somebody who is an outcast or somebody who's a misfit. You know, it kind of gets that, I feel that around this. I also feel like these 3 faces here are the voices in the head, and this is his energy here, I feel. He's got rejection issues, and he got angry because it might have been that Libby rejected his advances. I just want to get further clarity on that. What is the rejection with... What's Libby's shadow side in this part with rejection, please? Can I get some clarifiers? Biased. Seeing one point of view. So it's interesting because Libby only had one view in this. She thought just reject this guy. Just whatever he wants, just reject it. We don't want anything to do with him. We're gonna say no, kind of thing. Put our boundary up, put our wall up, put our armor up, defenses. We're gonna get out of there and we're gonna leave. But maybe she stood her ground too and thought we don't have to leave initially when they first spotted him. Even though, because why? Why did they not run away? Why was she sitting there filming him and not running away? It's like she wanted more information. She's a little detective, you know. She wanted to get to the nitty-gritty of the information. Who is this guy and what does he want? So she wanted that recovery. She wanted that information. But in the meantime, like she was, like when I see this, it feels like she wanted to reject the idea, you know. Maybe she was in a bit of denial too, but I'm just trying to get my head around what this means. I did have it before. There's like she's very strong on her path. She knows what she wants. She knows what she won't stand for. Abby, on the other hand, is more cowering away and freaking out and saying, let's go, let's go. And Libby's probably just like, no, it's okay. I'm taking a video of him. I don't know, there's like she wanted to find out more information. Can we see what this is about, please? Disconnection. Okay, what is this? This is very interesting. Disconnection. So we see the clarity. We see that she feels that something's not good about this guy, but she wanted to know more. She wanted to find out more. So she might not have trusted in her instincts straight away, as in we saw Abby wanting to be flighty, like she wanted to run away. She wanted to escape out of the situation. And Abby was kind of like just wanting to know more about this guy. She was disconnected maybe from her initial instinct. It might have been, like, it's such a weird thing, guys, because I feel like she was very weirded out by him. She was possibly thinking this is a creepy guy, or this is an unusual looking guy. What's he doing? And this is at the point of time where he's kind of like a fair way away from them and moving closer. It might not have hit her straight away, like even though she had that uneasy feeling. And we've all had it where we have a gut feeling, but we still do the opposite to what our gut is telling us to do. And that's what I feel like with her, is that she was disconnected from her gut instincts, even though she was getting some clarity in this as well. And she was hoping for a better outcome than what was going on. So Abby might have been freaking out saying, what's going on with this person? Let's go, Libby, let's go. And Libby was like, oh, no, I think he's okay. Or, you know, wanting to film him, wanting to get more information on him. For some reason, she didn't feel like the need to run, but did they have a choice? I think he got too close to them, and then they were trapped in by the time they realised, holy shit, you know, this person's not who he says he really is. The Eight of Cups overflowing. It's that prosperity, feeling like he's in luck. His cup runneth over. He had the great opportunity of these two girls in the woods on his own, or possibly on his own. And the Knight of Pentacles is someone who gains your trust. This is a trustworthy person. This is someone who comes in but also plans methodically for what they want. They plan methodically, and it is a slow and steady process. So this person wasn't rushing in towards them. He wasn't rushing in towards them. He was just taking his time coming towards them. He had this instinct within him. So it's like that hunger and starvation. It's a weird kind of thing I'm getting with that. It's almost like the hunter, you know, that he was hunting prey, and he knew the timing, like everything had timing to it. It was a divine timing going on for him. So he might have mapped it out and really planned this thoroughly, meticulously. Got the path here. We got the little girl and the path, self-worth. So he was really honing in on the fact that they were young teenagers who are very, very naive, very young. He's also a person that has a low self-esteem. But it's such a weird shit thing, because on one hand he's got a low self-esteem, But on the other hand, he makes out that he's, you know, this successful person when he's not. So he puts on a face, he puts on this mask. He's a cold, once again, we got the king, we got the number 37, and in the tarot, as I said, the kings are over the age of 35. So that's interesting. Discipline, armor, boundaries. Was he, what am I saying? Was he serving, was he in service? Was he, because we see the knight as well. The knights are of service. It's creeping me out, that picture. It's got the sword, the knife, the mask, and he's kind of like peering to the side like he's jumping up on something, ready to pounce. And he knew that the girls would be insecure, in a insecure position. So he knew that they would not be strong enough, really, to question him either. Like, he was quite strong in cold and callous. And he's mapped it out. I swear to God, I feel like he mapped it out. He planned it thoroughly, that he knew there would be no exit routes for them. So he made it that there wouldn't be an exit for them. And I don't even know what it's like over there. I've got no idea how it's laid out. But that's the feeling, is that he knew where he was going to lead them to. He had planned this. He's planned it. Arrogant, very arrogant, cocky behavior. Once again, that comes up, rebellious. He's rebelling against authority. He's got jealousy going on, so he's got some issues for sure. And there's destruction. So he's got some weird freaking things going on. He might have been jealous of, what's the jealousy to do with? Jealous of one of the girls, or the Four of Swords is somebody who recovers. Its mental rest, its contemplation. In his mind space, he's a jealous person, and he's very obsessive. He might have been obsessed with one of the girls. If he knows them, if he actually knows them, there could have been an obsession. This is just one aspect. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, but I'm not doing reversals today. As such, I'm not really doing them. So the Knight of Pentacles, again, guys, it just shows me that this person could be an earth sign. He likes being outdoors. Now, the Knights are also, their ages, I just remembered. The Knights, what are they again? The Knights are aged 21 to 34 years. There could be two people. We have had knights come up. We've had a knight and a king. So there could be an older man who could be a father and a son. That's what we see. There's a young energy and there's an older energy, so there could be two. And maybe the younger one is the jealous one, because we are looking also at the younger energy coming through with this. Bloody weird. So maybe the younger one is jealous. Maybe he's got self-worth issues and insecure issues. Rebellious, arrogant. We got the king too. It's just so weird, guys, how this is coming through. I do feel like two energies are there. That might have been why this came out too. There's inner conflict, morality, conscious choice. Two dragons. It's a duel. It's fighting against one another and one's conscience. And so was the son and the father, was the son fighting with the father? You know, was there a guilty conscience? Is that what we saw before when I was thinking, what the hell's going on with guilt and all this stuff? Is it the guilt and the trauma of the son? It's just another way of looking at it, if that is the case, guys, if it is. I just find that really bizarre. So I'm going to go into part 2 right now, which is going to talk about what is in his current location and just other questions, okay, guys? So tune into that one if you wish to.